Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sovereign Paladin here, and I'm back, but in light of the recent Andromeda Initiative video that just dropped yesterday, sneaky BioWare, I decided to come up with a brand new timeline theory for the Andromeda series. Now, I know there's plenty of timeline theories going on right now, but hear me out. This one takes place post-Reaper threat. Yes, that's right, guys. After Shepard has died or passed away or whatever your color ending was. Stick around. I already know what you're thinking, guys. Oh God, not another timeline theory. We've heard it all. But have you? Look, I know we all want to speculate on when this timeline actually occurs for Andromeda. And I know what you're thinking. All the information that has come out recently has been leading fans to believe that the Ark was under construction during the events of the original Mass Effect trilogy. Now, I'm not completely writing off these other theories that are out there, or the common consensus that this actually occurred between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, or previous to Mass Effect 3 at any time during the story. But I want you to hear me out, and let's look at the other evidence and other pieces of the story that we either have overlooked or forgotten about. First, let's take a look at the most recent content that has been available to us, the Mass Effect Andromeda Initiative video that just released yesterday. Now, due to the dialogue, it doesn't seem like this could have happened any time during Mass Effect 3. Daddy Ryder delivers the dialogue in a manner that is very lighthearted. It seems that he is trying to recruit people for the cause of the initiative. To me, it is clear that he is trying to inspire humanity to explore, not flee in fear of a pending invasion or a threat. So that was the main part of the monologue that really set off a flag for me. Now, looking at the rest of the video, as we see the actual landscape and the camera starts to pan around Daddy Ryder, you can see Luna Base, which, to my memory, was destroyed by the Reapers during the invasion. On top of that, once the camera zooms out completely and you see the construction of the Ark in orbit around the moon, completely writes off any possibility of this occurring during Mass Effect 3. It just would not have been possible. With the Reapers swarming Earth, there would be no possibility, no way that they could build something within that proximity to the Reapers or the Reaper forces without it being destroyed. And for these reasons, I strongly disagree with the Ark having any possibility of being built during Mass Effect 3. Well, that was the easy one, and I'm pretty sure you all know that. Now, this is where we're going to get into some details and a little nitty-gritty, so stick with me here. We're going to move to the timeline of Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. I'm really anxious to get into this. However, first we have to talk about the FemShep monologue in 2015 N7 Day trailer. I'm pretty sure you all remember this. It was a very impactful video. I fell in love with it immediately and it gave me chills. Now, for me, this video was simply just marketing material. I took it as something that was to promote and to sign off Shepard as the main protagonist. Now, there are a lot of people out there that took it very literal, and I don't blame them for it. However, they think that Shepard is actually giving this speech to the crew of the Ark, as if it has already been built and they are about to embark on their trip. And you know what? That's a really solid stance to have. However, the only thing I can't wrap my head around is the time frame. I can't quite figure out where Shepard would have the time to be giving a speech during the events of Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. Let's look at the timeline of these two games. Let's start with Mass Effect 1 because I feel like that would be the quickest one to write off. When you have someone giving a speech to all humanity, wouldn't you want someone that is an iconic hero? That which Shepard was not until after the destruction of Sovereign, which happened at the end of Mass Effect 1. Before then, people thought he was crazy, they didn't believe in him, and quite frankly, who would? At that time, wouldn't you think that they would possibly use someone that's iconic as Admiral Hackett? I definitely would. Well, now maybe he gave that speech after the events of Mass Effect 1. But as I recall, Shepard was dead for 2 years. So the elusive man says. And for that, I find it very hard to be convinced that Shepard had anything to do with the Ark in between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. But even in that blip of time, I find it more likely to happen then than any time during Mass Effect 2, which he was with Cerberus and would have been an enemy to the Alliance, or even after Mass Effect 2, after he blew up an entire Batarian star system and then was on lockdown. I find it very unlikely that Shepard would be giving any motivational speeches to humanity after that. So here we are, joining the general consensus of the theory of the Ark departing in between the events of Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. But there's one thing that doesn't sit right with me, and that's the continuity of technology and resources available. The first thing I want to talk about is the resources. Now, if you recall, the Crucible took about a month to build, a month to 2 months, and that's with pooling resources from all the galactic civilizations, all of them, working together to build something as massive as the Crucible within that time frame. Have you seen how big one of these arcs are? They're massive. We don't have an actual scaling yet, but from the visuals, it looks like it could be comparable to the size of a citadel, 25 miles long. That is massive. Humanity would require an astronomical amount of help to complete this project. And if you don't recall, most of the races are hesitant on cooperating with humanity until after we do favors for them in Mass Effect 3. But if you're still not convinced, let's talk about the technology and the capabilities that we had, starting with the Asari, who in this cycle are the most advanced species, yet still not quite as advanced as the Protheans. Close, but not quite there yet. So you might be asking, why is this even relevant? And the answer to that is an acronym, FTL. Faster than light travel, which the current cycle adopted from the Protheans. Obviously, faster than light travel means just that. Moving faster than the speed of light, the universal speed limit. Having FTL capability in a starship allows you to travel in between stars several light years within hours or even days. Now that's relatively speedy. And as fast as FTL is, it's still not fast enough. We still have to resort to using the mass relays to traverse the rest of the galaxy outside of a local cluster. The same mass relays that the Reapers created. The reality is, the conventional methods that the galactic civilization has for traveling in space just don't cut it. They're not fast enough. The galaxy is too vast, too massive. 100,000 light years across. That could take decades, or possibly in some cases even centuries, to cross the galaxy from one point to the other. Well, this isn't new information, and I'm pretty confident if you're a Mass Effect fan, you already know this. But what we need to take into account is the new information that was just put out in this recent video. Daddy Writer, and I quote, says, "A future which begins 600 years from where we stand." Was that pretty good? Anyways, 600 years from that point in the video would be the point where they enter the Andromeda Galaxy, a distance of 2.5 million light years from Earth. Yes, that's right, 2.5 million light years. That means light takes 2.5 million years to travel from the Milky Way galaxy to Andromeda. And yes, I know FTL means faster than light, but let me break it down for you guys. A little bit of a science lesson for you here. Writer says 600 years. FTL is probably more along the lines of 10 to 15 times the actual speed of light, not 4,166.666 repeating times the speed of light, which is how fast you would have to be traveling to travel from Earth to Andromeda in just 600 years. So that leads me to believe that there is no actual technology available within the Mass Effect trilogy that can get them to Andromeda within 600 years. They would need something that's faster. Maybe technology from a source that is used to traveling outside of the galaxy. Something that resides in dark space. Reaper tech. And that segues into my final point, the Reapers.
If this ark, this behemoth of a ship, were to leave the galaxy before the impending Reaper threat, I highly doubt that they would be undetected by the Reapers. They reside in dark space between galaxies, or just the Milky Way. We don't know yet. However, they're out there, and a massive ship with a massive energy source would not go undetected. And that, my friends, has been my theory of the timeline of Mass Effect Andromeda. And for the 3 points I made, the events and plot of the Mass Effect trilogy, the lack of technology, and last but not least, the Reapers. All these lead me to conclude that the arcs are built post-Reaper threat, possibly decades or even centuries after Mass Effect 3 concludes. Andromeda begins in a time of peace and prosperity, a time for humanity to go back to the root of its civilization: exploration.
Ha! But who knows? I could be completely wrong here. All we can do is speculate and theorize at the moment. I'm just really excited for this game, and I know you guys are too. So I hope you enjoyed my theory. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. If you agree, you disagree, let me know. And if you liked the video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Let's go for 500 likes, boy. If you guys want more content, hit me up on social media, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I'm on there daily. So thanks for checking out this video, guys. Hope you have a phenomenal day. I'm Sovereign, and I'm out.